Many people don't go as far as they should go because they have apprehension that they won't reach their goal. So rather than to try and risk failing, they just say, I'm going to stay down here where I'm at and not try because I might lose.
One part at a time, one day at a time, we can accomplish any goal we set for ourselves. It's up to you to make your life. Take what you have and stack it up like a tower of teetering blocks. Build your dream around that. Envision, create, and believe in your own universe, and the universe will form around you. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Everyone's dream can come true if you just stick to it and work hard. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination.
I might lose. I'm not going to try anything. I'm not going to own anything because I might lose it. I'm not going to buy a house because I might lose it. I'm not going to get married because I might get a divorce. I'm not going to apply for that position because I might not get it. That's madness, but that's how it is. Internal conflict. Have you given yourself permission to succeed?
I want to do something that resonates with me, with my heart, with the things that I know that I have within myself to do, but through procrastination, through fear, through my not having confidence in myself, and I know about that. For 14 years, I didn't do what I'm doing because I didn't believe in me. I didn't have the confidence because I don't have a college education. And being labeled educable mentally retarded. And I did not think that I had the ability to do what I'm doing.
It's hard to get to where you want to be in life if you don't know what you're aiming for. Some people believe avoiding goals means living a more carefree life. Without goals, we lack a degree of direction and focus. Sure, you may be able to avoid disappointment, but just avoiding disappointment doesn't mean you are necessarily happy. If we don't have goals, we will pointlessly waste our time, energy, and efforts. Listen to anybody who is the top of their field and they'll tell you something like this. Yes, talent is important, but often your success depends much more on what you decide to do with that talent. Learning the importance of goal setting and the benefits of sticking to those goals can be the defining factor determining whether we truly embrace the importance of goal setting. The more willing we are to embrace this method, the more likely we become to reach our personal definitions of personal and professional success.
You want to hold a vision of where you're going and what you want out of life. Most people are just trying to get through life. You want to have a mindset of what you want to get out of life. Because you can. And because that's why we are here.
Golden rules of goal setting. 5 rules to set yourself up for success. Have you thought about what you want to be doing in 5 years' time? Are you clear about what your main objective at work is at the moment? Do you know what you want to have achieved by the end of today? If you want to succeed, you need to set goals. Without goals, you lack focus and direction. Goal setting not only allows you to take control of your life's direction, it also provides you a benchmark for determining whether you are actually succeeding. Think about it, having $1 million in the bank is only proof of success if one of your goals is to amass riches. If your goal is to practice acts of charity, then keeping the money for yourself is suddenly contrary to how you would define success. To accomplish your goals, however, you need to know how to set them. You can't simply say, I want and expect it to happen. Goal setting is a process that starts with careful consideration of what you want to achieve and ends with a lot of hard work to actually do it. In between, there are some very well-defined steps that transcend the specifics of each goal. Knowing these steps will allow you to formulate goals that you can accomplish. Set goals that motivate you. When you set goals for yourself, it is important that they motivate you. This means making sure that they are important to you and that there is value in achieving them. If you have little interest in the outcome, or they are irrelevant given the larger picture, then the chances of you putting in the work to make them happen are slim. Motivation is key to achieving goals. Set goals that relate to the high priorities in your life. Without this type of focus, you can end up with far too many goals, leaving you too little time to devote to each one. Goal achievement requires commitment, so to maximize the likelihood of success, you need to feel a sense of urgency and have an I must do this attitude. When you don't have this, you risk putting off what you need to do to make the goal a reality. This in turn leaves you feeling disappointed and frustrated with yourself, both of which are demotivating. And you can end up in a very destructive I can't do anything or be successful at anything frame of mind. Set SMART goals. You have probably heard of SMART goals already. But do you always apply the rule? The simple fact is that for goals to be powerful, they should be designed to be SMART. There are many variations of what SMART stands for, but the essence is this: goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. Set specific goals. Your goal must be clear and well-defined. Vague or generalized goals are unhelpful because they don't provide sufficient direction. Remember, you need goals to show you the way. Make it as easy as you can to get where you want to go by defining precisely where you want to end up. Set measurable goals. Include precise amounts, dates, and so on in your goals so you can measure your degree of success. If your goal is simply defined as to reduce expenses, how will you know when you have been successful? In 1 month's time, if you have a 1% reduction, or in 2 years' time when you have a 10% reduction? Without a way to measure your success, you miss out on the celebration that comes with knowing you have actually achieved something. Set attainable goals. Make sure that it's possible to achieve the goals you set. If you set a goal that you have no hope of achieving, you will only demoralize yourself and erode your confidence. However, resist the urge to set goals that are too easy. Accomplishing a goal that you didn't have to work hard for can be anticlimactic at best, and can also make you fear setting future goals that carry a risk of non-achievement. By setting realistic yet challenging goals, you hit the balance you need. These are the types of goals that require you to raise the bar, and they bring the greatest personal satisfaction. Set relevant goals. Goals should be relevant to the direction you want your life and career to take. By keeping goals aligned with this, you'll develop the focus you need to get ahead and do what you want. Set widely scattered and inconsistent goals, and you'll fritter your time and your life away. Set time-bound goals. Your goals must have a deadline. Again, this means that you know when you can celebrate success. When you are working on a deadline, your sense of urgency increases and achievement will come that much quicker. Set goals in writing. The physical act of writing down a goal makes it real and tangible. You have no excuse for forgetting about it. As you write, use the word will instead of would like to or might. For example, I will reduce my operating expenses by 10% this year. Not I would like to reduce my operating expenses by 10% this year. The first goal statement has power and you can see yourself reducing expenses. The second lacks passion and gives you an excuse if you get sidetracked. Remove obstacles before you begin. Before starting on a goal, ask yourself, what could prevent me from accomplishing this goal? Identify and write down your potential obstacles, excuses, or fears, as well as how you will navigate them. By writing your barriers down, you eliminate much of their power. There is research and psychological science behind this kind of expressive writing, which notes that when you put worrisome or anxiety-inducing thoughts on paper, you offload them and free up space in your mind to focus on the positive. Goals, specifically the ones that result in permanent life shifts, such as reading every day, working out, or eating healthier, require intentional adjustments. Writing down the barriers you expect to encounter, I can't find the time, it's going to cost a lot, may also help you recognize which are self-imposed and which are out of your control. For example, pretend that you want to take a certification course while doing your full-time job. Your obstacles may be budget and time. Start by looking at expenses that you can cut or sacrifice temporarily to free up money to invest in your goal. Can you cut a monthly subscription to a streaming service or publication? Can you hold off on upgrading your cell phone or car for a few months? Next, consider how you might shift your daily routine or ask for help from those around you to free up time in your schedule. Can you, For example, ask your boss to put you on a longer duration, lower lift project for the next few weeks. Celebrate your wins. Finally, take time to reflect and applaud your efforts. Not everything will go as planned each and every time, but when you pause to evaluate what went well, what didn't, and how you can improve on your next goal, you'll learn a lot and be better prepared for the next round. I can't stress this enough, but you have to celebrate. Celebrating your accomplishments not only feels great and releases dopamine in your brain, but it also reinforces the behaviors and habits that you need to accomplish the next goal you set for yourself. My clients who celebrate wins not only end up accomplishing more, but they also enjoy the process, which, in turn, helps them create more sustainable goal-setting habits. You've got this! When you connect your goal to a why, you start to understand what's most important to you in your life and career. To figure out the why behind a goal you've set, use this simple statement: I want to so that I can. If you set an unrealistic goal or timeline, you're setting yourself up to fail. Research shows that it can take anywhere between 18 to 66 days to change a habit or create a new one. You're far more likely to succeed if you start by making small behavioral changes now to set you on the right path. The OWL strategy can be applied to goals in all areas of your life. Instead of telling yourself to stop watching TV at night, make your objective to get ready for bed and start reading a book after dinner. Goals that include only the end results, such as get a new job, can lead to quickly losing motivation and feeling defeated. As part of your self-compassionate goal setting, include statements like, if I end up on a social media rabbit hole, then I will think about what triggered that event and how to prevent that trigger and my unhelpful response to it in the future. Don't think of it as failure, but just another step in the process. Make an action plan. This step is often missed in the process of goal setting. You get so focused on the outcome that you forget to plan all of the steps that are needed along the way. By writing out the individual steps and then crossing each one off as you complete it, you'll realize that you are making progress towards your ultimate goal. This is especially important if your goal is big and demanding or long-term. Stick with it. Remember, goal setting is an ongoing activity, not just a means to an end. Build in reminders to keep yourself on track and make regular time slots available to review your goals. Your end destination may remain quite similar over the long term, but the action plan you set for yourself along the way can change significantly. Make sure the relevance, value, and necessity remain high.